Okay. Chris, how does one identify that they are actually insecure before you even look at the other partner?
It's often quite difficult. As Ken said, there are many forms of insecurity. Some of them are actually parts of personality disorders. People who are insecure as a result of a personality disorder deny it completely. They always blame the people around them. They will never agree that they have a problem. You have other people who are insecure because of very early childhood experiences. That can be dealt with, but they again that's just the way they are. They can't see the world any other way. Unlike with a personality disorder, though, it can be dealt with. Then, as Ken said, you have people who are insecure because maybe they've got a bad relationship history. Maybe they've had a set of bad experiences and they're bringing those forward into the next one. There, if you just sit quietly and introspect about what's going on, you can see it sometimes, and you can certainly see it if you go and talk to a professional. A professional would spot it in 10 seconds. You know, they would ask a very brief relationship history. Ah, right, you know, just like that.
Can identify.
Yeah, but in general, people who suffer from insecurity find it very difficult to realize what's going on. They just think that they are with someone who's not behaving right. They feel that they are being mistreated. So they tend to externalize the whole issue. I mean, the same thing happens in reverse. You've got the person who's with someone who's insecure. And what tends to happen there is you don't initially see it as insecurity. You see it as, for example, controlling behavior. I don't like you going out with those friends of yours. I don't like you coming home at midnight, you know, or whatever it is. It's actually insecurity. They may be controlling in lots of weird ways, maybe not keen for you to have a job, but they'll put it in such a nice way. I want you to stay at home.
It sounds like it's really meant to work for you.
It sounds like it's all for your benefit. It isn't really. And so you can see how when insecurity as a dynamic is running in a relationship, it can be very confusing.
Yeah, the most difficult actually element of it is when the other person is not very straight. They do bad things, but then when you point it out, they tell you you're insecure. So you start feeling as if maybe, you know, you're really insecure. But
so in a case like that, who's insecure? Is it the one who is doing the bad thing?
Well, you know, the sad thing is, two insecure people often get together. So you get two of them.
That's a recipe
you get,
for
a complete recipe for disaster. I mean, in a perfect world, the two people who meet in the party are both secure people. They're people who form what are called secure attachments. And so they naturally just trust one another until you put a foot wrong, you're trusted. And because they treat you as someone to be trusted, you tend to be trustworthy. You recognize the expectation and you give it. If you get a mix, if you get an insecure and a secure, the secure person can usually sort the other one out slowly, especially if they're experienced and have seen this thing before. But you get an insecure and an insecure together, nightmare. Total nightmare, especially if one of them has got a bit of a personality disorder and they're controlling and they're manipulative and they're cycling you. You know, 1 minute they're gorgeous to you and 10 minutes later it's a raging row. You know, and it's incredibly difficult to figure situations out.
I have actually written something about, you know, functional insecurity, and you're looking at a situation where somebody says, "I love you so much that I need to know where you are all the time," you know, and like he says, it comes out so well. You know, you're thinking
they really care
he
about
really
me,
cares.
they really love me.
But the guy has literally put you on a dot. You know, you're on a matrix. He's trying to find out at any point in time, where are you? Yeah, that person, true, they could love you, and maybe it's good for the relationship that they really are crazy about you. But it gets to suffocate you after a while. Yeah, and sometimes it's used as a form of expression. When the person calls you like 10 times a day, and the first question is, what are you doing, with who, where? You know, and you're thinking he cares, but that's not caring anymore. Yeah, because he might be trying to portray a situation where I love you, I need to talk about you, I need to talk to you at all times. But you realize, no, that's not what the guy is doing. He's actually, you know, hemming in.
Monitoring.
Yes, and that suffocates you.
The insecure people, especially where there's a personality disorder involved, can become quite obsessive. So it goes beyond the phone call, where are you? And it becomes a suite of software installed on your phone that replicates all your SMSs and sends the whole lot to you, and the private investigators, the lot. You can really get into quite nasty situations with people who are deeply insecure.